Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Misty Bandy, and I am a counselor at the Small Business Development Center at Southwest Virginia Community College. And with all the changes that have been going on with the new legislation, I wanted to just touch base with you all and discuss a few things about the employee retention credit. On November the 15th, President Biden signed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Under this new legislation, the ERC, or the Employee Retention Credit, was disallowed for the fourth quarter of 2021 for existing businesses. But it did leave in place the ability to claim the credit by recovery startup businesses for the third and fourth quarter of 2021. So what does all this mean? Basically, this means that for existing businesses that were in operation prior to February the 15th of 2020, any wages paid by an eligible employer after September the 30th of 2021 will not be eligible for the credit. The opportunity to claim that credit for the last quarter of this year has went away. Now, it did leave into effect that if you were a new startup business after February the 15th of 2020, you can still claim the employee retention credit for the third and fourth quarter of this year. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that all is lost for existing businesses that did not claim the credit for 2021 or 2020. Those businesses can go back and do an amended 941 to go back and claim those credits. While the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act does eliminate the employee retention credit for the last quarter of 2021, it does not prevent eligible employees from doing retroactive filings and claiming that credit by filing a 941X. And those credits can be claimed for wages paid between March the 12th of 2020 and September the 30th of 2021. However, the recovery startup businesses will only be able to claim for the third and fourth quarters of 2021. Now, there is a few things that you need to be aware of when you are looking at the employee retention credit. First thing is, make sure that you're reading all up-to-date information on the credit. Things are changing quickly. And things have changed several times over the last year concerning this credit. So make sure any information that you are viewing is up to date. Secondly, and probably the most primary recommendation we could give you is to make sure that you're working with your CPA or a qualified tax accountant on this credit. It's very integral about how you're going to go in and file for this credit, what the credit can include as far as healthcare, and as far as whether it can include any type of employee wages, whether it's the owner's family members, things of that nature. So it's very important that you work with someone who understands those guidelines and can walk you through those. Remember, there are tax consequences to claiming the ERC credit for both existing and new businesses, because although that the ERC is not included in gross income, it is subject to expense disallowance rules, which effectively makes it taxable. So although the credit is not counted as income, the expenses that credit is covering are no longer deductible. So therefore, that does increase your net income. So that is something to always be aware of. It is not a taxable credit, but the disallowance of the expenses that it covers makes your net income increase. There is also some timeliness on the credit to consider when you're looking at when the credit was taken, especially if it spans across 2 years. If you took it for the last quarter of 2020 and you got the credit as a filed for the credit in 2021. So that's why we do suggest that you meet with and discuss this with your CPA or your tax advisor to make sure that that you're up to date on when things are going to happen and how it will affect you for each tax year. So those are just a few things to consider when you're looking at the employee retention credit. As always, here at the Small Business Development Center, we're here to answer any questions you may have on the ERC or any of your other business needs. Feel free to reach out to us at any time. As always, our core services are free and confidential, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.